Hello, 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 everybody. Can everybody hear me? All right, all right. How's everybody doing today? We had three in the box and now we got one left, so I know that's probably Tom. And but anyway, I'll do an intro for the people that click after. I just want to say that, I feel great today. I got a lot of sleep yesterday. It's weird, like, um, because I had that sleepwalking thing where I fell in the bathroom and I bruised up my ribs pretty good, right? And so I don't know what this is, man. I don't know if it's a spiritual attack or what, right? But I'd like to think that it's not, right? That, like, because we're close to God, that it can't happen, right? But uh I slept walked again today, last night after the show, and fell and cut my head so bad, man, that it, like, I mean, but head wounds bleed a lot, so it bled all over my floor, and I had to like mop it up, and it was like horrible, and so I don't know what's going on. I don't know exactly what's possible for these evil people to be praying against us in their way, but I don't know. Like, other than that, I feel great, man, spiritually and emotionally, and I feel great about you guys, and I feel good about wanting to be there for you guys, and for us to be there for each other, and to learn the right doctrine. I mean, uh, I couldn't be in a better situation. So other than that, I don't know. Maybe that's just something I'm gonna have to deal with. But let me welcome Tom to the show, and we'll start from there. Good morning, Tom. Welcome to the show. How are you doing, buddy?
Heidi ho, bro.
Man, I can't believe it, man. I slept walked again, right? So I slept walked again into the bathroom again, of all places, and fell and cut my head, man.
Yeah, that's not good, bro. You got to figure out what's going on and causing that.
I do, man. Like, do you think it's because okay? Because there's a couple things I'm doing, health wise, I guess, is I'm cutting down from my meds, right? Like, I'm slowly cutting down from my meds, and so that's one thing. But other than that, I can't think of anything that I'm doing differently.
Well, I mean, it
Yeah.
could be a lack of sleep. It could be,
You,
obviously
you,
demonic.
do you think it's spiritual attacks? I mean, that's what I'm thinking, but I'm also thinking that, like, how could that possibly get me? Like,
Well,
you know,
we sin, right? And that's a
yeah,
spiritual
true,
attack.
true.
So, I mean, I wish I could answer that. It's
You're
probably a
right.
combination of everything, bro. It's just,
Yeah.
I think if you got more rest, like a normal rest of 6 7 hours straight instead of a couple hours here and there, that might help. But I don't know. I'm
You're right. That's what I need to do, is I need to, like, set some time aside to, like, to rest, and um
I got a great idea though that'll definitely help you stop you from getting hurt.
yeah, wear a helmet.
Well, wrap yourself in bubble wrap.
Right, right. No, you're right about that, man.
Cocoon up, bro.
But it's crazy. Like, I hate always having to have some kind of story like that, right? Like, where, like, I'm walking around in my sleep or waking up in places. I mean, that's weird, man. Like, I don't know. Like, other than being in a good mood, and the shows are getting better and stuff like that. I mean, there's signs of, like, like, positive things in my life, right? But like, to always have to come with a story like that is like, what, it's odd, man.
Yeah, and another thing too, bro, just 2 years we've been into this with this crap that's going on. And
Yeah,
subconsciously, even though we think we got a good grip on it, when we're sleeping or just chilling, I mean, who knows what's going on in our minds that's affecting
yeah,
us. This is just a miserable times we're living in.
it is, man. It is.
But yeah,
And
you
then I
gotta.
got like, and the hard part is, right, is like we got, we got people that are all over the board on, what their opinions are, right? And so like it's like, man, there's all this tap dancing, right, around, some issues that matter, some that don't, right? Like they all matter, right? But like everyone's at a different spot. Everyone thinks we're in a different time frame. Some people think it's not the end, and I don't know. Like even like here's the thing, right? Even if it's not the end, we got to separate from this world and forget it. You know what I mean? Like
And we were
put it to
commanded to do that 2,000 years ago, to separate from the world, right? Oh, I think I lost you, bro.
Yeah, you're right. 2,000 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, so we're to do that no matter what, and just be ready that it mean Christ could return at any time. It goes back to that parable about the thief.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's what we got to make sure that we're guarding our house, and you know
Or even like the parable of the 10 virgins, right? Like
exactly.
there's five that just weren't ready, weren't watching for the return, and they missed it.
They were doing just enough for that moment. They didn't look out for down the road. For the delay. They
Yeah,
weren't prepared long term, and that's what we have to do. That's running that race.
that's right. That's right. I mean, one thing I understand, right, is okay, um every day, can't be the rapture every day, right? And to only be staring at the sky and only be focused on that, I get that. That probably is hard on people for me to be in that mode, right? Because that's where I'm at, but and so I get it, right? We live each day, the best we can. But also at the same time, right, there is no saving the world, saving this world, or changing things out there, right? It's still going to be set, like even if there's 1,000 years left, right? You separate from this world because it's just so
Evil.
just yeah, evil and disgusting. And here's the thing, right? Like it's time to be in reality to the point where these people want in your body, like in your skin, right? Like this is what they are going to do if you want to live here. And that's crazy to me, man. Like if that's not insane to a person, if they think they can, oh yeah, that's I could live with that, having them once they can hack your body, man. I mean, think of the possibilities of this craziness, you know?
Right, absolutely. I mean, and things aren't going to get better. I mean, you see things like right now they're a tad bit relaxed, but what I've been seeing a lot of reports coming out about these so-called solar flares
Oh
coming.
yeah,
I mean, they're preparing something, right? There's going to probably be a blackout or something's going to happen. They're not
yeah,
telling you that because they're looking out for you, wanting to take shelter. They're planning something. I mean, there is no such thing. I don't believe in solar flares and all this garbage because the sun isn't what they say they are. According to the Bible, it's a light.
right, right.
Period.
Yeah, this solar flares and what my favorite, they say solar wind, right? They,
93 million miles away.
yeah, and there's no wind up there, and what is this big old fireball burning anyway? Like, where's the gas to burn coming from, right?
Well, and how did they get close enough to know what it was? What
It's so
material do they have
dumb.
that they can send 93 million miles away to see what the sun is made of?
There's no such thing as no 93 million miles. That's just
No. Well,
insane,
that's what the
man.
whole thing is. But people buy it. Even my buddy was talking me, Pat, he was on the show
No,
before.
yeah, yeah,
I
Pat.
mean, he's, some doctor, someone was telling him something about something with the sun or whatever. And I said, dude, there is none of these flares. You go, well, it's got to do something. No, well, it's a light. It's got to do
Mm.
something, but it doesn't got to do what our so-called Scientology tells us it does.
Yeah, I think like in Revelation it says that it'll 2/3 of it will blacken out. So I'm thinking it'll be kind of like how, like, when the moon has phases, right?
Yeah,
I think it'll be more like that. It'll just shut off, right? Like I
very
don't think
possible.
it'll be any kind of fire coming off of it, or
I don't either.
because when you get a filter, right, and you look at the sun, right, it's pretty, like, it's a pretty even circle, and you can follow the sunspots. It spins like a wagon wheel, and so it's like it's an object. I mean, you know what I mean?
Yes,
Well,
yes.
I don't even know if it's even physical, right? But it's an object that's like pretty. The shape is pretty much the same all the time. Like
And I'll tell you
it's
what's
not a
weird.
ball of fire.
Right. And kind of on the same line here, just looking at the moon the other night, because we actually had a sky where it was actually clear for once in the last two
Yeah.
months, and that it was like a sliver quarter moon or something like that. That thing looked tiny. And it wasn't like it was like high up or far away,
Oh,
but
the
it's like
moon.
that, yeah,
Yeah.
and I'm like, how does that moon, how can it look different sizes? You know what I mean? I mean,
Right.
it looked like a
Yeah.
basketball instead of a big beach ball. I mean, it was
If
just like, wow, that's crazy.
if it was if it was 200,000 miles away, to be double the size, it would have to be halfway in.
Right.
Like, yeah, like there's no way it's going to get change sizes like that unless you have some extreme atmospheric lensing, right? It's just not. It's not possible.
See, what I
Just
really
I
think though is like
Yeah,
after, when we get to heaven and that, and these things are revealed to us, if they are like that, we're gonna just be amazed at how
yeah.
God had that to work, because the moon here, like when me and Hannah took those pictures at the exact same time,
That's
okay,
right. That's right.
it was in the same position. She saw the same thing I did. It was the same size. I mean, that has to be impossible,
Yeah, she was in Australia and you were in Wisconsin,
right?
and you guys had saw the exact same side of the moon, and the exact same size and exact same time on different sides of the world.
Yep.
That's crazy, man.
I
It
mean, it
almost
was
makes you
cool.
wonder if there's two, or I know there's only one, but it's like, but sometimes I wonder, like, because the sun, like, and I don't know, unless the sun starts over, right? It can't go in, like, how they have it where they show you how it goes in a circle. It can't be that, like it can't be that because of like the way it rises in Australia. It rises from the southwest, so it's got to do some kind of other thing. Maybe an elliptical, or maybe the sun starts over. I don't know, but that circle map is not right. Unless it's inverted, right? Like, meaning, instead of like Australia being on the outside, right? Having Australia being up north in inside, and we're outside, inverted like that. Does that make sense? Are you still there? Did I lose you, Tom?
Oh, no, I'm
Tom,
here, I'm
no.
sorry. No, 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 I accidentally muted, I'm sorry, I'm here. Yeah, no,
Oh.
no. No, that kinda makes sense, but like I say, how that works where you can be thousands and thousands of miles away and see the exact same thing with the exact same size
Yeah,
is it yeah, I
crazy.
mean, how that works up in that firmament is just beyond, my understanding,
It's unbelievable, man.
but it works.
So what do you think of, like, you think the shows have gotten better lately? I mean, I think they have.
Oh, yeah, and what's nice is just having different, people on and hear people, because
Yeah.
everybody has different knowledge and different understanding of stuff. I
Yeah.
like that. That's the one
Yeah.
thing I always tried to, get Arwen to do, is to have more guests on the show, and then, of course, I'd get banned for bringing it up.
Right, right. Yeah.
But it's nice when you have people talking and sharing stuff, because everybody has something to bring to the table.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I figure, okay, so every time I've asked for, like, prayed for help, right? I've always gotten help, right? And so I've had you from the beginning, right? And so, we were good at, like, having, guests and stuff on and interviewing. That was fun. I
Right.
like shows like that.
Me too.
but then more people started coming to where they can be more permanent, you know. And
Right.
so there's different people that do different things. Jake and Stephanie are great, and I like Oso's cool. She just got here, you know, and Teresa,
I'm
and I
gonna have
think
to. Oh, go. I don't mean to
yeah,
interrupt, but I don't want to forget. Could maybe someone post Oso's link in here to her channel? I'd like to sub to her
sure,
channel
yeah,
and support her too. Sorry
absolutely.
for cutting you off, bro.
Yeah, yeah, no problem. Well, a lot of people have been wanting you know, I don't know how to say it, like a slice of her spirit, you know, like
Yeah.
wanting to, you know, and that's the thing. Like when people have this, like the spirit pretty strong, right? Is people would want to be around you a lot, you know. And you know, Stephanie and Jake are like that too, where you just want to be near them because it pumps you up, you know. But
Yeah. No.
you know what I mean? Like there's people that fill stadiums because they have the they have the spirit so much that people almost worship them, you know? It's crazy, right? You got to be careful of stuff like that, right? To know that power comes from God alone, right?
Right.
Because
No.
there's
And
a,
I
you know
was
who I'm,
very impressed with her. You know, it's like the only time I heard her was the other day, and yeah, and I'd like to be able to listen to more of her stuff that she has.
who, Stephanie or Oso?
Oh, also,
Okay, yeah, yeah, sure, sure. And yeah, and then there's Teresa right there.
yeah, I
I
just
like
seen her.
having
Yeah,
Teresa. Yeah, I like
she's
having
phenomenal
Teresa.
too.
Yeah. And so I think it's a good little rotation. I don't want to use somebody too much, right? Because then like even though it's all good now, right? If you use somebody too much over and over and over again, it creates like envy and strife and you know things like that, right? Where you think that it wouldn't, but it does.
Well,
And
here's the thing with me is just that when I
yeah,
do the shows, I mean, I am at work, you know, and sometimes just things come up where I can't be here. It's
yeah,
not like I don't want to,
I get it.
you know, and I mean that. I mean, I wish I could just always have an hour here and know
Yeah,
nobody's gonna come in. My phone's not gonna ring. I don't have to go out on a job or nothing. I could just dedicate
that's
this hour, but I just can't, you know, not at
that's
this
true.
moment, anyways, you know.
Yeah,
So don't ever think, you know, if you get someone else on or if I can't make it, don't take nothing personal. It's just really
yeah.
is more often than not, it's just work related.
Yeah, no, and I get that. You know, sometimes I wish we could do it even earlier, but it would be tough, right? Because every time I do the vote, right, it's split, and every time I pray, right, about it, it's important what the group thinks too, you know. And so now it's like, you know, it's kind of like a lot of variables, but I think this hour earlier has actually been good. Like I think it's been good all the way around, you know. And so
Yeah.
I'm glad that we did it. You know, people are gonna have to click on it later, I guess, if they can't make it early in the morning. But
It is nice having live people in the chat though, you know, because I like when there's questions asked and stuff like that. And I mean, we
yeah,
should actually try to set up one day a week where, you know, I guess it wouldn't have to be consistent, but where, you know, we have like a question and answer type thing. And maybe someone has a question in the chat,
yeah,
they can
I'm
hop
cool with
on.
questions. Yeah, if you guys have any questions, if you guys have any questions, ask away.
But like even where we could bring someone into the chat and do, you know, have them live with us talking because it's hard to keep up. Like, say we're talking about someone asks a question. It's hard for them if they're just in chat to keep up or follow up questions through typing because you can't type as fast as a person can talk.
So like, just have them up to ask questions.
Well, no, like let's just say Cold Springs, you know, is curious about something. Let's bring her on live and have that debate, or that it doesn't have to be a debate, but you know, have
Yeah,
that conversation with two or three of us here live. You know, she could
yeah,
come on the panel or AJM or whoever,
right,
you
right.
know.
Well, I saw Michael wanted to come on earlier. I don't know if he's still out there. I'm cool if he wants to pop on
But you understand what I'm getting
or
at there, though,
anybody.
Steve?
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. Like, I
And I'll
also
give you,
like it. I also like it when there's like a lot of questions, right? Like when there's people that are like really into it and there's like three or four people asking questions.
yeah.
Like then it goes fast enough to do it. But when it's only one person asking questions, then you're waiting a lot for that.
Well, that's
For
why
that.
if they were on the show live with us, they wouldn't have that waiting period.
I know, but then you can only have one person. But I get it. It's
That's
still
okay. That's all
cool.
you would need is
Yeah,
one
yeah.
person.
It's still cool. Yeah,
That'll
yeah,
take up a show. I mean, it doesn't take long, and then if they get their question answered and there's someone else, they can pop off and someone else could pop on. How many
yeah.
times when I was in with Armin's was going trying back and forth, and he's sitting there, hurry up, and I'm thinking, dude, I'm freaking typing here,
Right, right.
and
I
I
know.
poke when I type. Okay, I ain't letting any speed typers.
Right, right. Me too. Me too.
There's the Hannah Bear.
Yeah, yeah. I'd like to have Hannah come up here and chat with us one day.
I like to hear that accent.
Yeah, no, I heard her say, I heard her talk one time when she goes, she said something about the moon in the sky or something like that, and I was like, yeah, I got to hear her voice.
Yeah, that me and her debunked the whole moon thing. That
Yeah, the moon, right?
yeah, I was waiting, trying to find, for almost a year, maybe even longer, to have that actually happen where there's someone in chat from down under. I come in the morning and the moon's there, and
Yeah.
then ask because I was trying to do that a lot with Paige back in the day, and we
Oh
just
yeah,
never
yeah, Paige.
connected.
Yeah. And well, Dee Dee's out in New Zealand. I don't know, like I'm trying to picture where that is, but I know that's out kind of out there somewhere,
Yeah,
isn't it? Or
I
just
don't know
kind
either.
of, yeah, I don't know. It's away from here. That's
Yeah.
all I know. Where's does anybody know where New Zealand is? I thought it was like part of like because they sound the same, man. Like,
Oh, do they?
yeah, they sound like Australian people. I don't know, man. It's a weird one.
It's across the pond.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. Maybe Hannah knows. I don't know because like there's like certain territories that are all related or whatever. They're part of the whole. I guess England has control of them or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I
Oh,
don't
it's northwest of Australia. That's what AJM's saying.
know. Okay, AGM knows. He's a smart guy. That guy, dude.
I know, Mr. Geography down there.
When does he ever come up on the show?
Yeah, once in a while. You want to come up, AJ?
Oh, I like to hear his voice too. That guy cracks me
Oh
up, man.
yeah, if you can understand him, man. I have to slow him down. I gotta
That's our
slow him
problem right
down
there.
sometimes, man. Yeah. Oh no, what did I just do?
What do you do?
Okay, and I just I just like put pasted like where I was gonna paste the link, right? But I pasted like this big old long paragraph or whatever.
I
And
did too.
yeah, that wasn't gonna be good, man. All right, let me put this in chat here. He's gonna give me some kind of excuse. Oh yeah, I can't, man. My hair's not dry. Blah blah blah. Oh, he's
Look at
doing a
my
face. Yeah,
toenails.
see, he's doing a facial. He says at the moment I'm doing a facial and I'm under the hair dryer.
Oh my gosh.
I
Hey, he's just
know.
naturally funny, that dude.
Having a drink at 8 in the morning. Yeah.
So what else
Um,
new? Anything happening in the world that's
no,
new?
man. Just I mean, I don't even like I don't want to say that like things are fake over there, man, but like what I've seen so far has not looked real at all. So I don't know what's going on with like that war situation because I don't even pay attention to it anymore.
Yeah, I
And
think it's
then
pretty much all fake.
yeah, and then that the celebrity stuff, of course, that's all garbage, right? I mean, the slap in the face was the biggest thing that they had going. If that's the news, man, this world is in trouble, man.
No doubt. No
I
doubt.
mean, the dollar is failing. I mean, there's war over in, it's like, man, come on, man. Like the news is Chris Rock got slapped in the face. I mean, we're in trouble, man. We're
Right.
in trouble,
That
man.
that just shows you how sick people are nowadays, because that's what they thrive on, right?
They
That's what they.
do,
I mean,
and it's
yeah,
dumb stuff. You know?
yeah. I mean, someone makes a joke about Jada Pinkett, and I mean the whole slap thing was fake. I mean,
Oh
she
my
can sleep with
god,
anybody she wants. They got like this open marriage, which is sick. They're all gay, tranny pedophiles, and this is who our
yep,
kids look up to in this country.
that's right. That's right. And I mean, I mean, when you're paying a guy that can like, play football 40 million, $50 million a year, that's crazy, man. I mean, that's enough
Crazy
money to start helping people eat,
by a
like,
long shot.
I mean, like they said something about I don't know, they were saying that like Trump had like $7 billion, and who knows if that's true or not, but that's what they said. And that he could fix every kid with a cleft lip, like they had a cleft lip, he could fix every single one of them and still have half his money left.
Oh, and probably more than that.
Yeah, that's crazy though, man. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
one person.
You can help. Yeah, you can help all those people that have like a deformity, right? Like I mean, that's unreal, man. Like,
But here's the thing: if they heal these people, then that harms the healthcare system because now you don't got these kids going to the doctors month after month after month. See,
I know it,
they're
and it's
never going to
sick.
cure or heal anything because it just takes away their money,
I
and
know it.
that's all they care
And
about.
then if I say anything on here, right? I mean, if I say anything, they give me a strike. I mean, I've seen people, they were talking Luke had a good video yesterday. He was talking about an experience he had taking these legal drugs or whatever back 10 years ago, right? And he was telling a story about how it was horrible, and it was a bad experience, and don't do it, that kind of thing, right? A cautionary tale, right?
Right,
And I'm like, that's a good thing to do that, right? But he was talking about like different meds that like, he would, abuse or whatever, right? Now,
right.
if I said any of that stuff, right, that he said on here, I would have got a strike
And
for it.
yeah,
And it makes me think, right, that they know who we are, man,
well, sure they do.
because to be that, because if it was really machines, it would get everybody, right? But
Well,
we get got for little things, man.
see, yeah, and here's the thing, how I think about that too. I mean, I would say 99% of it is machines, and the ones that get flagged, then it probably does go to review, and some person, I'm sure there's thousands of these people, look at it to see if they should actually strike that or not, or let that person give them like a waiver or something, so to speak, where the AI doesn't
Like a pass or
flag them,
something.
because
Yeah.
I mean, there's some channels out there with the stuff they say. There's no way they should still have a channel.
Yeah, man, they're doing drugs on the channel, right?
Yeah,
Like, I
yeah.
mean, there's no way. Hey, look, sometimes they do stuff that doesn't look like weed, man. And like, I mean, if you can't tell what it is, right, and people are doing it, right, like, there's got to be some kind of like, and I'm not saying that I want anyone censored. I'm
Right, me either.
saying that if I'm going to be censored, right, like that stuff is crazier to me, more dangerous to people
Well, and not
then
even that, just the things they can say the same words we say that
and
begin with
get away with it.
V
Yeah.
or C,
Yeah.
and they're fine. We say it,
Yeah.
that's in a way, more general context, and boom.
As long as you're with the narrative, right? If you're
Yes.
supporting the narrative, then you could say whatever you want.
Or
You
if you're a
know,
shill and you're working for them.
that's right, man. I mean, that's crazy, man.
Pretender clown
How
routine,
how do people not see that this? How do people not see that this is happening? That
because they don't want to.
they only get one story, no dissenting opinion at all. There's no opinion against it.
Right.
It's all, hey, people better do this, people better do this, they're horrible if they don't do this, they're selfish, blah blah blibbity blue blah, right? But you never get another side of it saying, like, oh yeah, well, we're the people that don't want it, and we're also good people too. You don't get any of that.
Right.
And what I saw, uh it was Hacking the Headlines put this out, like, I don't know, maybe like 6 7 months ago. It was episode of Donahue. Remember Donahue back in the
Mhm.
day?
Mhm.
And they were talking about V's, man, toxinations, right?
Right.
And about how they were bad or blah blah blah, right? And it sounded like you know, like they were an independent news company that were like scrutinizing the medical people. But now you'll never get anything that sounds like that. And it makes you wonder, like, man, did we like zap into some kind of new world? Right? Because I don't remember in the 80s, man, everyone having the same opinion all the time. Like,
No, because there wasn't the censorship.
yeah, I mean, that's crazy, man.
I'm telling you, this whole censorship thing really, really hit hard after Flat Earth came out.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, that
Well,
was the big one, and that's when all this other stuff
that's when it
started really
started.
hitting hard.
That's when it started. But and the crazy part is we can now we can talk about flat Earth and it's all good,
But it just
right?
got too big where they can't. But go try to find a video on it.
Yeah,
That's the
I know
thing.
you can't find a video on it. That's right.
I mean, just look at the channels we were probably sub to, 4 or 5 years ago. I mean,
Yeah,
just numerous amounts, right?
yeah.
I mean, now try to find them. They're just not there.
They're not. They're not. I mean, most of them went behind the paywall. Is what happened,
Well, you had,
right?
Robert Pisano. He's
Yeah.
gone.
Well,
Yeah.
they all went to D Live or they all went to their own website where it's cost money.
Well, yeah, because they were getting censored and shut down and,
Sure, sure.
banned.
I don't blame them.
A lot of work goes into that. I mean, them guys, you look at Nicholson 1968, just imagine the work he puts into his videos.
I get it.
The research and stuff. It's unbelievable.
It's a lot of work, man. It's a lot of work. Even this is a lot of work, man, to be honest, you know. But like imagine if we had to do this behind a paywall, right? You know, what charge what, $3.99 or something a month or whatever.
But
I
honestly, that's
mean,
still cheap.
oh, it is cheap, right? But it's like it's a kind of a I don't know, man. It just feels not right.
No, I no, and I get you on that. I'm just saying, like Nicholson, like if I don't know what he charges for anything, but say it was a buck 99, 2.99 a month to go look at his content. His content is plenty worth a couple of bucks a month. I mean, just think of what we spend money
With
on that is
roboting.
absolutely worthless.
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
know,
robotic
man.
yet, am I?
Every time it starts to robot, I just drop out and come back because I don't want you to robot. Because then if you
Okay.
drop out, I have to bring you back, you know?
Yeah, and I'm not robotic right now, am I?
No, no, no. But like what'll happen is you'll start sounding robotic to me, and
Okay.
it doesn't hit the people don't hear it. But if I drop out fast and come back, then it goes away. It starts over. But if I stay on, then you'll get robotic, then I'll get robotic, then you'll have to drop out, and I'll have to drop out.
And no, the worst thing about that, I
Yeah,
mean, you never be able from the Oval Office on a landline call the moon again with that.
yeah. No way,
With all that
man.
robotic going on, how did he
Yeah,
understand them? If he would
there's
have said he was on a wireless phone, I could believe it.
I mean, not even that, right? Like, I mean, 260 something thousand miles. We're talking information has to travel through a medium. It's not automatic, you know.
Here's the thing, though.
You know.
Someone in the chat hopefully caught that joke and is laughing because I just
Uh,
had a really good one there, Steven. Again,
oh, did I
my
miss it?
broly me hanging, baby.
Oh, well, you said if it was wireless, you could have believed it.
Right?
Yeah, I know it. I know it.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
Hey, Rob, you get
crazy.
all serious on me and stuff,
I
man.
know. I start going scientific on you. I'm like, oh yeah, that's the travel through a medium. You know.
About
I
the
don't know,
PhD on
man.
me. Like, dang,
Yeah.
Rob.
Well, I mean, can you imagine? I mean, like they must think we're stupid, man, to have a guy on the phone calling the moon, man. You know, like they must think we're. I mean,
Dude,
did people
on
just
a
not
freaking
know how?
landline.
Yeah.
What was he ringing up?
Did people not know how phones worked back then? Is that what it was? Like they like. I
Dude,
mean,
it goes right down to they saw it on TV.
yeah, but there was nobody that knew how a telephone worked and that you couldn't call the moon
But they watched it live, though. That's just the deceiving part. That's how simple it is to fool people.
with
They
no
all know
time
how they
delay.
work.
with,
I mean,
with no time delay.
just think about the people that still believe it. And this is 2022.
Man, when you watch those videos, man, it's just a shame, dude. All you got to do is watch the videos of them on the moon, and there's no kid today that would believe that looking at that crap. There's no
I'll
way,
tell you,
man. Oops, I got to
more
drop back.
revealing than anything is when they had their first interview after they got back. You know what I mean? When they had that press conference. Oh,
Um,
you back, Steve?
yeah, I'm back. Sorry.
No, I was
It's
just saying
crazy.
when they held that first press conference when they got back. I mean, you could just see the look in their faces when they had to answer those questions. I
Oh
mean, they should
yeah.
have been doing backflips and
Oh
everything.
yeah. We
I
we
mean,
would
they
have
all
been
look
like,
like
we're
they.
number one, man. We just got back from the moon, baby.
I mean, think about it. A guy throws a winning touchdown in overtime. 100,000 people go absolutely berserko.
Right,
Everyone's getting slapped on the butt. These guys went to the moon and back, and they can't even freaking crack a half a smile.
right. Had their head down.
I
Yeah.
mean, none of them wanted to be there.
No, because they knew, man. They knew, man. Think about that. We're talking about 30 something billion dollars of taxpayer money. And they're lying, man. It's treasonous, right? Even if they're telling you you got to do it, right? For your country or whatever, it's treasonous,
Well,
man.
and ask yourself this. Now, let's just say you're an astronaut. So the thing you're focused on more than anything is like outer space, other planets, stars, and stuff like that. I mean, that's your
Right.
thing, man. And
Yeah.
they asked the question if you could see how you could see the stars or the solar corona. Oh, we don't think we can see any stars. Well, I can't remember. You mean you were on the moon and you didn't look up?
Yeah.
And being on the moon, you wouldn't even have to look up. Anywhere you looked, you should have seen them.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, for
Well,
real,
what
bro.
I don't get, this is what I don't get, and I don't know if it was just a flaw in their little design, where, okay, so it's blue skies, right? We got blue skies, and then, but if you go up, right, where the sun is always out, it's dark.
Hmm.
It's black up there, but
Yeah.
it's blue here. Why wouldn't it be blue up there all the time?
They say there's nothing for the light to reflect off of.
And why is there stars up all the time? Like,
Yeah, and yet they're reflective, right? If
yeah,
you
that's
believe that one.
crazy. That's crazy. That's stupid, man. Like, why they should have they should have thought of this. I think they made it up in maybe they did this in like 1900 or something like that. They didn't do this back in 1500 and something. You're telling me 500 years and this is the story they got?
And they stuck to it.
The phone calls to the moon and okay, get out of here, man. They had 500 years to make up this story, man, and this is what they got, man. This is crazy, man. We're a water ball flying through a vacuum.
Well, that's all they had to come up with because the people bought it hook, line, and sinker.
Oh my God. There's must be some type of hypnosis or real live scales that God puts over your eyes, right? Like real life, like in order for people to believe it, because I know smart people that believe it. And now me knowing what we know now, the scales are off, it's obviously not right, you
Well, and
know?
and really, how smart a person may think they are has absolutely nothing to do with it. It really comes right down to where if your mind is opened and you're willing to see and seek truth, you'll find it. I mean, you can have 20 PhDs. And
Yeah, but it's hard okay, this is what's hard to accept is that almost everything that we know is basically a lie.
almost everything, yes. Yep.
And so like when people are talking about like, oh yeah, North Korea, that guy, man, he lies to his people, tells them that he can walk on water and all that stuff. Well, the same crap happens here, man. It's just a different story.
But here's the thing, you hit the key word is believe.
Yeah,
People
believe
believe stuff without knowing. There's a huge difference.
and trust.
Yeah,
If you trust the people that are in charge, I
right,
mean, this is
absolutely.
crazy, dude, how much they lie to us, man.
Well, what's NASA's budget right now? Like $65 million a day. A day.
A day, yeah, a day. So it's like somewhere around 20 billion a month.
Whatever it turns out to be, I have no idea, but it's a massive amount, and they
Isn't
still
it? Isn't
can't
it
do
20
anything
billion?
better than
I thought it was 20 billion a month or 19 billion a month or something like that.
it was 65 million a day. So whatever the math is
Well,
on that,
maybe it's 19 billion a year, maybe.
probably
Yeah, but
19,
still,
20
that's a lot of freaking money, man.
to get Photoshop images and cartoon characters.
Yeah, I mean, well, maybe they put up those satellites with the helium,
Yeah, but
the
they've been doing that since the 50s.
right. But I mean, at least that they do that as a job, it's an
Right.
actual job that actually matters, right? Like, could you imagine just like doing nothing, just being a nut, like that? Like, what's that guy's name with the nerdy one? I can't remember what his name is, man.
Ur- Urkel or whatever.
I
Urkel.
don't know. The one who says that they threw away all the technology or whatever. I forget his name, man. But yeah, I mean, this
Don
guy,
Pettit.
yeah, Don Pettit, man. He's a weirdo, man. He's just a
Yeah.
weirdo. And
Yeah.
is this what he does? Like, because he was talking to, okay, now I was watching something about the cupola on a real channel, right? Just, a normal channel that was talking about the thing that they sit in to look at those northern lights and that kind of thing, right? And the guy asked him, it wasn't like a flat earth channel or nothing, right? And you have rubber seals, right? In the, in the, where the nuts are, right? And he's like, well, what happens if one of those fails, one of those rubber thing fails? And Don Pettit, he goes, oh, well, then you have a leak. You mean a vacuum of 10 to the negative 17 torr leak in your little cupola?
As you're flying at
Yeah,
17,500 miles an hour,
get out of here, man. They want you to believe, oh, yeah, then you just have a leak,
you just put
And
a
what? It's
piece of
all
tape on
good?
it. You know what I'm saying? Get some Flex Seal. You're good to go.
Yeah, just, you're right. Just put some tape on it, and it'll be all good, man.
But the thing is, look at the masses that bought that. You bring that up to someone who actually believes their story, they'll argue with you till they're blue in the face.
Yeah, they'll
Hey,
defend it.
just put a piece of tape on it. It's good. Scotch tape, Gorilla Glue. I mean, what kind of tape does it? Duct
Yeah.
tape. I mean, because I can't see anything like that that'll work on
Like, I don't
plugging a
know.
hole
My
on the earth.
my friend is a structural engineer, and he believes in the moon. So or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Like my friend is a science teacher, so I can't believe in flat Earth. It's like, well, just because, look, I'm not saying that it's not smart, right, to know about outer space and the universe and all that. I'm saying it's a lie.
Hmm.
Right? You could know a lot about Narnia, right? Which is impressive, right? To know a lot about Narnia, hey man, that's great for you, but it's not true.
Yeah, and if you want to know about the sun and moon and all that stuff, go read Genesis. It's all right there.
Right.
You'll get the truth.
And this is what really did it for me, right? Is you read through Genesis about how things when they were created and how they were created, and it just matches up with how the world is,
Absolutely.
you know?
Everything.
And you're like, wow, man, like really every detail like matches up. And
Right.
you're like, wow, that's because I remember Morgile of all people was going through the Bible, the Genesis story, and he started from the beginning with face of the deep, and and dry land came out of the ground, and the sun and moon were made on the fourth day, right? Light came first, right? And it was just everything just sort of just fit.
Hmm.
And it's like, wow, man, and all these science stories that we get are so far off, right? And so horrible, right? Like, how does anybody? Because look, you would have to believe, right, that there's a round rock flying through the outer space, right, breakneck speeds, right, and then somehow a rain cloud is following it and raining on it, right? Like, so how, I don't even know where the rain cloud came from in a vacuum, but then it's raining on the rock, right? It's flying with it with no atmosphere, and lightning hit that, and somehow life started. And like, I don't get that, man. That's not even reasonable to believe that.
Right.
So why are we arguing about the, genes that, oh, look, at genetically this changed a little bit, so that's evolution. No, I'm not arguing that with you. You tell me how this crap started.
And it
Yeah,
all had it created everything male and female, all the trees and
right.
plants have the seed within themselves, and it did all that. I
Yeah,
mean,
because
for real?
yeah, you got the first thing alive. Like, what did it eat? What did it breathe? Then it's got to wait for a female to, I mean, what, what are we talking about, dude? And then everything came from that.
But see, they only look at the monkey, in people's minds, all they think is we came from monkeys. They don't take the monkey back to where it came from and where that before that. They don't go back to the story you just told, where it rained upon the rocks for millions of years.
It's amazing.
It's just, yeah, and that's what they teach our little kids. And we're dumb enough
That's what
to
they
put our
teach our children, man.
and
That's
we're dumb
evil.
enough as parents to put our kids in school and let them go through and learn that garbage.
That's
I wish
evil,
I knew
man.
now what back then, even though thankfully my kids don't buy that stuff, how many billions of kids buy that story,
That's right.
you know?
That's right.
Sad.
And they have it in every cartoon, every movie, always some kind of outer
Yep.
space and, moon, Mars way out there. And it's,
Mhm.
oh yeah, here's one. It says a lot of smart people believe that nor, hold on. It says, nor of the will of man means the will of man. John 1 through 13. Nor of the will of man means of the will of man.
I
Is
don't
that
know.
right? Is that the whole verse?
That can't no, that ain't that there's no way that's quoted from the Bible. I don't even have to look to know that ain't it.
Yeah, maybe he was saying that maybe he was saying, "Hey, what's up, beginning to see how you doing, buddy?" What did you mean by that? Like, what did John 1:13, did it come out or not, or no? I would love to read a scripture before we round out.
I'll look it up real quick.
Man, I'm getting like, talk again, Tom.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Let me drop out again and come right back.
That was John 1:13. Can you hear me?
It's not you, it's the service, because it happens to me all the time, man.
Yeah.
And I try to do it to where like the audience really doesn't notice, like try to take care of all the technical stuff so like a show goes pretty smooth without them knowing. And I hope that the shows go smooth, because I don't listen to them after I'm done or whatever. It's just whatever. It's none of my
Yeah.
business, I guess.
Oh, I figured you'd go back and listen to all the great things I say.
Yeah, right. Well, that's what I do. I go back to all the Tom parts, and I just watch that. Have someone give me timestamps.
Uh,
I only want to watch it from when Tom starts talking, right,
you got a
until he
little
stops.
hireling over there, right?
Right. I don't want to have any Steve stuff. That's forget all that. That's
Sometimes you gotta
horrific.
just lighten the mood. You know what I'm saying, bro?
Right. Exactly. But yeah, I mean, that's it, man. I mean, that's the world, man. I mean, if hey, look, if people want to protest and go out there and save the world, right? Like, that's whatever. I just don't get that. I don't get that, man. I don't even know how to even exist, man, anymore. Pretty much. And I know that there's got to be a collective groan from creation, right? That is just like ready, right? Ready for God to come back.
Because even
And
if they were to silence the people, the rocks would cry out. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? That is just one amazing scripture.
when Jesus was coming out on the donkey, right?
Yeah, and
And
yeah,
yeah,
and the Pharisees were telling him they gotta quiet these people, silence them. And he said, even if I did, these rocks would cry out. And believe
yeah,
me, they would have.
They would have. Yep.
That's a good point to end on right there, bruv.
Ah, I love Jesus so much, man.
No doubt.
I do, man. And I just want to be close to him and, you know,
Hey, let me ask you this, Steve. How long after the show is this thing posted on YouTube, or you can send a link and stuff?
this gets posted right away and but the chat takes 11 hours to process.
Okay, because a lot of times I can't find them till the next day.
I'll send it right to you if you want.
Yeah, because
I'll
it's
send
kind of
you a
weird how
link.
that is. Because like I know we
Because you want to know what happens is okay, so the last one we did, right, is on the top, right? And so and on the top of the where the videos are. This one posts under that one for some reason. So the one we did last night is on the top and this one will be second until it's posted until I don't know and then it flips.
probably until the chat catches up to it.
Maybe, but it is out there right away. But what I'll do is, I'll just send it to you right away, so that way you have it now.
Yeah, and it's no biggie. I just kind of curious because I notice that often, like when I go look at the history, like I'm gonna go watch one of these shows here, and it'll be, we just streamed one 4 hours ago, and it'll say the last one was streamed 16 hours or whenever it was. It's like, well,
Yeah.
there's one was just ended. I know it's got to be there somewhere.
Well, and if you want to sign in, you can, and I'll approve that.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm not worried about that. I mean, they always end
yeah,
up showing up,
yeah,
usually.
yep, exactly. Alrighty, my brother, time to round out. It's time to hit the old dusty trail. So I'll just say thank you, Tom, for coming on.
Yeah, no,
Appreciate
you're
it, man.
welcome. It was
God
fun.
bless you, man.
God bless
And
everybody out.
praise Jesus for his sacrifice and his grace. All glory to God because he deserves it. And please pray for the children, pray for each other, pray for, pray for anybody being victimized out there. I'll see you guys tonight at 4 p.m.
Peace out.